Bonjour and welcome to a new unboxing video, and today we've got something special as usual, and it's one of our favorite, which wasn't quite supposed to be the case originally, because the first time I reviewed those I wasn't quite sure if I was interested or not by the line, and it is actually Superpowers by McFarlane, and we do have the new wave. Well, except for two, but that's another story. We do have the new wave. We're going to discover it together. So it's quite exciting because there are some very fun characters in that new wave. First of all, they do have yet another Superman. Yes, it is a Superman, and it's I would say it's a classic Superman. Then we do have, what a surprise, a Batman. Because of course you need to have a Batman in every wave if you can. And then we do have new characters, which is great. We do have new characters. We do have Bizarro. I mean, Bizarro is probably my favorite figure of this wave. Well, not quite, because there is something else in the wave. And we do have the Riddler. So basically that's the wave, but on top of the wave, we do have this box, which is the Green Lantern, Hourman, and Starman from the JSA. So we're going to open this right now because I'm sure you want to see it right away. I do like that mailer box, actually. They do those mailer boxes for the 3 packs. And well, how about we discover those first, and then we'll see the 3 packs. So let's do it that way. Let's start with the not so new figures. Having said that, not all of, we're going to start with Batman. So this is a new version of Batman. So he does have the black cape and basically the gray outfit. So it's a more modern Batman, if you want. So basically, of course, you know that the blisters are this way. It's always the same blister. You always have the character represented here, and in the back you do have the line. It's very interesting now that we have 45 characters on this, which is more than the original Superpowers line, which had only 33 characters, unless I'm mistaken. So we do have 45, but actually there's more, because they didn't include the first 3 pack, and actually they didn't include the second 3 pack either in that one. So it means we've got 6 more figures to those 45, which makes 51 figures for the line, which is really great. Never expected them to get that far. The interesting thing that you can see is very small, I know, but if here you go, you do have a Wonder Woman here, and we do have an Aquaman here, which I don't have because they are the chase figures and they're not completely out yet. Some people have them already. They're very, very lucky. And they are gold figures. So you've got a gold Wonder Woman and what they call a gold Aquaman, which actually has a fantastic paint job. So I'm looking forward to this one because it looks better than the original Aquaman they did in the line. Anyway, you want me to open those, so we're going to open those. And shall I be? Yeah, no, I'm going to be nice, because I know that I do have on average about 2 or 3 mint in box collectors who have a heart attack when I'm doing those unboxing videos. So I'm going to be nice and open it, I would say, normally. So, and they still have this. I mean, there's something that it's become quite something that I find very, very annoying with Superpowers by McFarlane, is that they do have those multiple, lots of plastic. I mean, tray. I mean, I understand that they want to keep the cape in place, but sorry about that. I find very annoying that the cape is stuck in the plastic each time. So it does look good on the blister, But I mean, really, that much plastic for one figure, it's a bit much. Anyway, here is Batman, and of course, you with that type of packaging, he does have a tendency to lose his cape, so we're going to reattach the cape. Oh, sorry about that again. So here we go. We do have the Batman figure. It looks really great. I mean, of course, it's a Batman figure, so we've seen all kind of Batman figure. The cape looks really cool in the back, and you do have the look, of course, because it's superpower. You've got 7 points of articulation. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 with the head. So as usual, they haven't changed that, which is really not a big deal. And he looks great. I mean, it's Batman. I mean, we've seen Batman before, so we know what he looks like. But he looks really good. I do like that particular version of Batman. I'm actually wondering if they didn't tweak. I don't have any of the other Batman next to me to actually check, but it looks like maybe they've tweaked the figure slightly. I'm wondering if it is the bigger sculpt that they had at first, or if it is the smaller sculpt that they did later. So, but it's really, really cool. It's a very nice figure. So that's Batman, the first one. Second one is Superman, which I will call Superman Cheesy Green, because he does have a cheesy green, as you're going to see pretty soon. But he looks great. I absolutely love him. Basically, same thing. You do have the image of Superman. You do have, well, you know what, it's in the back because it's the same thing. Of course, once again, because it's a figure with a cape, we do have that extra bit of packaging, and we do have the cape that's stuck in the blister, and of course it gets detached. This is really, I mean, it's really something that annoys me in those packaging. But here we go. That was interesting because basically the cape, the sticker on the cape was a bit stuck. It's okay. It will get, but it will get better. But you may want to check that, because if it's been badly stuck, you may have a fault in your cape. So here you go. This is the new Superman. As you can see, he's got a new sculpt for his face. So he's got this really, yeah, kind of a cheesy green. I mean, he does have a cheesy green, but that's basically, I would say, a classic American Pie, the American Pie Superman. You know, the one with doing the best he can to save widows and kids and blah blah blah. The cape seems to be a bit smaller than usual. I have a feeling they were a bit wider before, but it may just be me. So it looks really good. Same thing, you do have 5 points of articulation. You do have the cape with the logo, which is always nice. Nothing bad to say about that figure. It looks really cool. And now we're going to go for the new figures. Well, new figures. This is the Riddler. I mean, that's the Riddler. And I don't know if you know the original story of the superpowers, but back in the 80s when they did superpowers, the line ended but continued in other country, and there was a Super Amigos, or whatever you would want to call it, and they did actually a Riddler in that collection, because Riddler was never done in the American Kenner superpower line. And what they did was they took the Green Lantern sculpt, they repainted Green Lantern, and it became the Riddler. And they've done actually something quite similar, which I think is quite funny in a way, because this is actually a Superman skull. It's not the same Superman skull. This is the, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, but it is a Superman skull that they use. So we've got a very beefy That's actually Green Lantern's head as well that they've used. So you've got Green Lantern's head, you've got a very beefy, probably Superman, and it's the belt is just painted, it's not even there, but still he looks really good. And I do find the idea of having a homage to the repaint that was in the original line by having a repaint used for the Riddler, I think it works well. And okay, it's a bit beefy for the Riddler, but he looks really good. He really, really does look good. So that's the third figure. And then we've got the one, I kept this one for last because, Bizarro. What's not to like about Bizarro? Me like Bizarro. Or me not like Bizarro, actually. And so Bizarro, same thing. We do have the... image of Bizarro in the back. We do have, of course, the biography. They didn't do any reverse biography. No, they didn't. They should have actually done a reverse biography. But no, they didn't. Having said that, I'm hoping that everything is fine with this figure, because when they showed the prototypes of the figure, the Superman logo was the wrong way, meaning that Bizarro had a Superman logo, whereas he should have the Bizarro logo, which is the reversed Superman logo. So we're going to see if Bizarro has a Bizarro logo or a Superman logo. Already I can tell you from the bag that it does appear to have the correct Bizarro logo, and we're going to see. He looks fantastic. They gave him a shorter cape. Is it stuck basically? And you do have, of course, the Bizarro #1 necklace that he always does. That sculpt is really cool. I really, really like it. I think it's very, very cool. And if we lift the Superman logo, well, it is actually the correct reversed Bizarro logo. So it does have the Bizarro logo in the front, it does have the Bizarro logo in the back. It looks absolutely fantastic. If we try and see with Superman, you will actually notice that, well, of course they would be very, very similar characters, because Bizarro is a clone. It's the evil, bad clone of Superman. Anyway, so that's the wave. There's two more figures in the wave, as I was saying earlier, which is a gold chase Wonder Woman. She's all dressed in gold, but she has the lasso, which is the first time they do this. None of the Wonder Woman figures so far have had the lasso, so it's really going to be good, but not available yet. Pretty soon, I suppose. And the other one is the Aquaman, which is a repaint of the existing Aquaman with a darker gold, almost copper shirt and black and green trunks. So, but same thing, couldn't get it yet. It's brand new. I'm sure it will turn up at some point. Anyway, it was only available originally in a bundle that was exclusive to a shop, but usually with McFarlane they start like that, and then you see those figures appearing somewhere else. But what you want to see now is what's in this box, because we haven't opened this box. So I was saying, I love the fact that they do mailer boxes, and the great thing was that mailer box was boxed as well in a bigger box, so it arrived in a very good condition, unlike what some people have been complaining, because some people have received this box with like a sticker on it, which is a bit annoying, because of course if you like collecting the packaging, you want the packaging to be as pristine as possible. In the back you've got just the information, legal text. You've got the McFarlane logo, DC logo, Superpowers logo, but what you want to see is what's in there, and they are actually for me, the best figures of the wave. They are Starman, Owlman, and Green Lantern, and all of those are the classic 1940s Golden Age figures from the Justice Society of America, which is great because we are getting something different than the basic Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. Even though, I mean, there will be some parts of the bodies that you will recognize. Like, I'm pretty sure this is based on a Batman body and this is based on a Superman body. So, but it's great. I absolutely love those 3 packs. It's the second time they do one. The first one was with Judo Master, Peacekeeper, and Vigilante. And it was a great pack. This is even better in my opinion, and I absolutely adore the JSA. So in the back, of course, you do have 3 biographies, each for the characters that they are representing. No, you will notice that there is no checklist, just the biographies. It's interesting. They had done something similar. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that for the other 3 pack that they hadn't done before, they have done exactly the same thing. And well, the interesting thing is those 3 packs are not on the checklist. I mean, that checklist here, there's none of the characters from the 3 packs, which is interesting. You would think they would try and do a complete checklist, or maybe they don't want people to be confused, thinking that maybe they can get them single pack. I don't know. I don't know why they're not doing it, but it's a bit frustrating, I think, because I do love a checklist. Everybody loves a checklist. So we're going to have, of course, this to open, and the interesting thing is that, of course, because all of those characters have capes, we do have a back tray. I mean, it's a theme, really, and I wish they would. I understand why they really want everything to look perfect, but I find a bit annoying that you do have this extra bit of plastic that's really not very necessary, because those things are so tightly packed anyway that nothing moves in the packaging. So here we go. We do have all 3 of them. I'm just going to give Starman his accessory. We're going to start with Green Lantern, so Alan Scott. He looks splendid, and basically he's really based on the Batman. I mean, part of the costume is definitely a bit of Batman. I mean, that's the Batman boots here with the paint on it, but he looks absolutely fantastic. I love the fact that they've done the cape this way, that you do have the outside of the cape that's a purple and the inside is green. You do have that color. He looks, I think it's one of the best cape they've done. The interesting thing is that it looks like, I'm not going to, it looks like the cape is glued here. Yeah, it does look like it's glued. I'm not going to tempt the devil, so I'm not touching it, but it's very interesting that the plastic bit that holds the capes appears to be glued, so you can't really move the capes. It's not a problem. I mean, who wants to remove Green Lantern's cape? I think he looks fantastic. I absolutely adore. I mean, for a repaint, it's amazing what they've done. Well, of course, the head is a new sculpt and the cape is new, but I mean, for using an already ready body. Oh god. Anyway, I think they've done a very, very good job, because it looks like a completely new figure, even though it's reusing bits of an existing Batman figure. Then we do have Our Man. So I know that some people, there is this controversy about Our Man. I think he looks fantastic. First of all, I absolutely adore him. There is a controversy because people feel that he should have the black shadow on his sorry, I'm just trying to set the cape correctly in the back. People think that he should have the black shadow on his mask. I mean, if you see, you'll understand what I mean. If you look at this illustration, basically there's this blackened part, which is of course a shadow, and of course they didn't do it on the figure. They never do. For some reason, they really never do. But he looks absolutely fantastic. He's got his little hourglass. For those who don't know, Our Man is a character. He has the Miraclo pill, and if he takes it, he gets 1 hour of superpowers. So that's why after 1 hour, his superpowers disappear. That's why I've got the hourglass. Well, at least that's why it's a symbol. What I really like about this figure is that, first of all, I think it's a great looking figure. The sculpt is really good. But then what's interesting is that he's got the striped cape that he has in the comic book. I'm not sure here. They could have done a better job at cutting the cape, I suppose, but he looks absolutely fantastic. I'm really very impressed with this figure, and we do have the last one now, which is Starman. And Starman, well, it's very obvious that it's based on the original Superman sculpt that they've done. I mean, they've changed a few things. They've added the holster here, and of course, he's got his gravity rod. Sorry, not gravitational. The gravity rod that allows him to fly and send blasts of stuff. What is really blasts of energy, not stuff. What is really great is that he's got his star symbol on the cape, which is really cool. We can also remove the cape on this one very easily. As you can see, it looks really good, but yeah, you do recognize the Superman boots here. It's not a problem. I think it's a clever reuse. The only downside is that, of course, it means that, because that's always been the issue with superpowers by McFarlane, there is no consistency in the size. So this one, as a result, might be bigger than, yes, he is actually bigger than Superman, because that's in the newer, it looks like a newer sculpt of Superman that's slightly smaller, whereas this one was the bigger Superman from the first line. But it may just be an impression. Let me double check. Oops. Let me double check if I'm correct. But I think maybe I'm wrong, and the scale are the same. I mean, I think it's slightly, ever so slightly taller. Anyway, that's not very important, because it would be nice in an ideal world, basically all of those superheroes would have exactly the same scale, and we wouldn't be arguing about size and stuff. But at the end of the day, they are toys. They're for fun. And McFarlane, I have to admit, even though I wasn't keen on the line when they released the first one, I wasn't too sure. I absolutely adore. I'm a superpowers collector. I've got the line, the old line of superpowers figures, and I'm so glad that I can actually continue my superpower collection with that with the McFarlane way, and it's got plenty to come. I'm sure we'll have plenty of unboxing to do. They've announced a few things. There's been some leaks. It's going to be fun. So lots of superpowers to come, hopefully, and which means I will have to find room to actually stock them because it's getting a bit complicated with all those toys. Anyway, that's the Superpowers Wave 9, and basically you do have the new cheesy green Superman, who actually is getting to be my favorite Superman since they started the line. You do have the black and gray, I think it's the Crime Buster or something. They've given him a name, but I can't remember. You do. So this new Batman. Then we do have the very beefy Riddler, and we do have absolutely fantastic Bizarro that I will try not to squeeze too hard because you want to see. You don't want me to hold it like that because you want to see the head. And so that's basically Wave 9 plus the gold chase Wonder Woman and the gold chase Aquaman that I haven't got yet. And then you've got that fantastic 3-pack with Starman and Green Lantern from the Golden Age and Hourman. So basically the first 3 figures from the Justice Society, and I'm told there's more Justice Society characters coming up. Anyway, enjoy. I'm really very happy with that new wave, and we'll speak again soon, I suppose. Bye.